Of Technology Corner with Kelly Siegel, our CEO at NTM. So Kelly, happy Friday to you, sir.
Happy Friday, my friend. Good to see your face as always.
Likewise. So just a couple of parking lot items as we get started today. Starting next week, this will be same time, same place, 9:15 Eastern, give or take, less technology challenges. But we're going to be live on LinkedIn and on our YouTube page. So just to give you a little bit of background, we'll show you guys what it takes to actually get this going in the morning. Someday it'll be really cool to see the production, but we're going to be using a tool called StreamYard. And so that allows us to go live to 3 different platforms at the same time, where Zoom is a little bit limited. So we're going to be going live to Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn starting next week, 9:15 Eastern. So today we're talking about the pandemic and really how it's impacted businesses, people's lives, and the interesting intersection of that and technology. So Kelly, you ready to buckle up to talk about a hot button topic today?
Yeah, I do want to point out the fact that I'm really proud of you for leading NTM's #1 core value of continuously improving. And I'd like to think that I have something to do with that, but I just know that you're awesome from the core, and I just adore the hell out of you. And sorry about the swear word, but and I'm proud of you for constantly adding, and we're doing some great things together. I'm excited where our partnership and anybody that sees this that's looking for a marketing company you're a great partner. So I appreciate everything you do for NTM and as well as for me. So sorry to throw that nugget out there.
I love it, man. That was totally unscripted, but yeah, appreciate that a lot. Very grateful for you guys too. So talk to us a little bit about your thoughts on the pandemic, Professor Siegel.
Yeah, I'm going to try to keep this as calm as possible and absolutely non-political. I don't care where you stand, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine, man, it doesn't matter to me. As long as you're a good person and use this time wisely to get better in every aspect of your life, kudos to you.
Yeah.
If you didn't, there's still time. This is the craziest time of my life. I'm 45 years old, and we've had these pandemics, bird flu, H1N1, and Ebola, and never have we shut down a world.
Yeah.
So I'm not sitting here trying to minimize anything, but we are starting to come back. There is still remnants of it, and I empathize with anybody that was affected by this. It really, for me personally, and my work family at NTM, it was a trying time, but we powered through it, and we are coming out stronger and ready. And it's so different depending on where you are. We're in Michigan, so it gets a little bit. We still feel the effects of it. I don't know. If you want to blame the governor, you want to blame the people. Winners fix problems, losers assign blame.
Yeah.
So the world is coming back. You can see it from Monday Night Football. You can see it in the stadiums. You can see it on the kids going back to school. And I hope everybody used this time wisely, because I did. And we are happier, stronger mentally, physically. NTM's a better company with the continuous improvement. So,
yeah.
But I tell you, if you did any traveling, you go to other states, this is why as a kid, when you graduate from college, you need to go see other countries, because it's very interesting to see how different states handle it and who's right and who's wrong. At the end of the day, we all ended up at the same place, alive and well. But the one thing that I noticed about this, and this will be my one soapbox, was to take care of yourself, both mentally and physically. And when I say physically, exercise. Get out and exercise and take care of yourself, because it seems to be the very one commonality to a lot of the deaths were heart disease and obesity, just diabetes. Things that are preventable.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to say I go to the gym every single day, but get out and get active. It's pretty nice out there. The world is a great place. People walking around. So I'm glad to see it's ending. It might be controversial because the numbers are still up. We're in the middle of the Delta variant, but here in Michigan, I drove in this morning. Our roads are packed. So that means people are back to work.
Yeah.
People are having fun again. And, I was at an event yesterday at an auto show, the pseudo auto show, and it was crowded, and even though it was raining and poopy out, but it's really nice to see people. And you know what? Another little soapbox, we're not meant to be locked up inside. We're social creatures.
Yes.
We got to hang out. We got to talk. I got to hear what's going on in Dave's life. I want to hear good things.
Yeah.
I want to be there and be an ear for people that just want to talk. That's one thing I worked on hard, man. I want to listen. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Boy, do I like to talk, and I need to shut up.
Yeah, I totally hear you. And I feel like, it's really about perspective. When we go through tough times and adversity, at least as Americans, this is the only country I've ever lived in and born in. I feel like, we can take one of 2 roads. We can let it, bother the heck out of us and really go down this road of despair and disparage and everything is bad and everything is negative. Just had a great conversation with my dad this last week, and he watches the news all day long, right? He's retired. He's like 75, 76 years old, and he's bummed out and depressed, and he's watching all the debacles happening in DC. And, like you said earlier, it doesn't matter which aisle of the political worldviews you lie on. But he's just bummed out. And I'm like, Dad, what are you watching? What are you filling your face with? What are you filling your eyeballs with? And he's like, this is what I'm watching. Like, you got to shut that stuff off. Go outside. Like, if you got to mask up because you're older and you're that generation, then take care of yourself and mask up, do what you got to do. But you got to get outside, enjoy some fresh air, enjoy some sunshine, and go mingle with people and get together with your neighbors and, have a drink and smoke some stogies or whatever it is that you do. And, get out and enjoy life. A little bit like you talked about, things are opening back up. People are going to sporting events, they're going to public events, they're going to networking events, and that's good and right. But like you said, it's about perspective, right? And so we just got to keep that in mind. And we can tend to look at it as a growth opportunity, or we can tend to look at it as the death of us.
Well, I take a gratitude walk every day, and I think about what's good, and the people that are complaining, you got to remember, I have traveled abroad extensively, and you think that it's rough here in America. Go see third world countries where they're drinking and bathing the same water, and where we have the $1,000 iPhone sitting right here, and I'm posting on it. We don't have it tough. This is the best country in the world. We have to find common ground to work together, and we will. This will make us stronger, 100%. And I did put in my notes, I'm glad you brought that up, is we have a software here at NTM that monitors networks. So I have it demoed for my house, and it literally tells me when I turn my TV on and off. And for your dad, tell him to turn that stuff off, because literally, I think I'm a dork sometimes. My TV won't be on for a week, 2 weeks. Because there's nothing good coming of that. And then if you're on any kind of social media, listen, they have an algorithm to keep you in the state that you're in. So you keep on their platform, because the more you scroll, the more you're going to click on something that's going to make them money. So it's like a drug. They want to get you hooked. And then the worst part about it is they know the algorithm, the AI on it, the artificial intelligence knows you so well that it keeps reinforcing your same exact thought process. So you think you're right. So you're going to go in and fight with someone who thinks they're right. Yes. In reality, it's somewhere in between. So try the world from a different perspective. Go in with curiosity of your neighbor. And I just was talking to a local judge who was a Democrat, and he and I spent an afternoon together. And man, his perspective was just awesome. We had agreed on a lot, disagreed on some, but walked away friends. And literally says to me, "I want you to come bid on some business at the courthouse." And it was just from listening, and it was eye-opening.
Yeah.
And the other side of the coin has merit. And I notice I said the other side of the coin. I'm pro-Constitution. I'm not. I think the American people know what to do, and I trust American people to do good things. So I'm not Democrat, Republican. I'm just pro-Constitution. Let us make our decisions, and go from there. And I think we'll be okay. I trust people to do well. I think people are fantastic and they're good at heart. Nobody in this world are bad people. Nobody in this country are bad people. They just had some childhood trauma and unhealed wounds that come out as and rear its ugly head. And if we just figure that out and love each other more, life is better.
It is.
Sorry to get on the soapbox. That's
yeah.
I love it.
All good.
I love it.
So I have a couple questions for you. You know, as we've been talking about technology and how it really affects businesses, you know, going through the pandemic, logistics of software issues, hardware issues, like what are some pain points they should be looking out for and expecting? And so let's talk about it from a negative perspective. I mean, what are some of the challenges they should continue to expect if they're a business operating in the Detroit, Northern Ohio area? And then how do they solve those problems going forward? So what are some continued challenges that we're seeing our prospects and clients struggle with from a business technology perspective?
Well, that's a very good question. And they're always going to be, it's supply of anything, computers. It's also just life. You call somebody to get something done and it's taking weeks. Everything's taking longer. So you got to be patient. You got to understand that, you know, I use the analogy of try to go buy something at the mall. Try to go buy a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
You ain't getting them. They're going to go there and go, oh, we have to order them and we'll ship them to you.
Yep.
It's a new world. So where they're going to run into is when you need something right now, you're going to pay top dollar for it. So plan ahead. You also, if you have any disparate systems, if you're a multi-location company, or even you're a single location, and you got multiple systems, you're inviting disaster because they don't interop and they don't scale. And if you must pivot, there's no pivoting. Yeah. So standardize, find someone technical that says, hey, there's a thing called SWOT, strengths, weakness, opportunities, threats. Do a SWOT analysis on where you stand. Now, it isn't just as simple as, oh, we moved to Microsoft Azure, or we moved to Microsoft Office 365. There's so many different flavors of that. And you know, call me. I can very quickly, I've been doing this 25 years. I can very quickly do a SWOT analysis with just an hour of time and a couple of scans. I can say, ooh, here's some points to look at. Here's how you get there. It's like a review of your insurance. You should do that every couple of years. And
absolutely,
and just get a second opinion and look at it and go, what's going on? So, you know, it's everything you have has got to be scalable. I'd be very cautious about the little guys anymore, because if we have another pandemic, the little guys they're low people on the totem pole.
Yeah.
So the good news on NTM is we keep extra everything. So our customers never felt any, you know, we had computers, our customers had computers. I mess up and I get into our ordering system and I see that we have computers and servers and switches and firewalls literally in the ordering queue at all times.
Sweet.
So Alex here at NTM does a fantastic job of keeping us locked and loaded. So we're immune to that. But you know, you check Amazon notice Amazon's been a little slow at delivery. Order a book.
I know books are even. Yeah, I know. We were just talking about that yesterday. Books are taking like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if that. I mean, we've got one that's out like 6 weeks, a popular sales and marketing book. So what I hear you saying, and it sounds like hardware is still a potential issue. Getting their offices interconnected is still always going to be a challenge, not always, but a challenge that they're going to run into and uncovering right now. And then planning ahead in terms of having a good, assessing your strengths and weaknesses, right?
Yeah, I want to throw one more thing in there because this is always going to be a problem. Communication. Now that we're not all facing each other in the office, you have to become a better communicator. Don't assume. Send the email. Write the email longer, more descriptive. Reread the email. Send a Teams text message. Send a meeting invite. Have a quick Teams meeting. Just double and triple check. And for you married people in there. You got to do that too. We have to communicate better. It's been an age-old problem, and now that we're not right in front of each other, it's even harder. You ever watch that Johnny Dangerously movie where the bird lands on it when he's in prison and the bird lands on it, and they say one thing, and everybody says something and hears something different, and in the end, he says exactly what the bird said at the beginning, and he says, "That's not what I said," and they went, "Well, I know how this grapevine thing works." So just communicate, over communicate, and then say it back to you like you just did to me. It's a very good practice. I think I heard you say this. Is that what you said? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. So communicate, and communicate some more. And it's always, for some reason, people get nervous about doing it, or, vulnerability is the new cool, man. It really is. It's just, if you're not sending an email because you're scared, tell them you're scared. Hey, I'm really nervous to send this email. And if somebody, it doesn't have compassion or patience for that, you might want to find a different vendor, a different partner, a different whatever that is.
Exactly.
We only live once, man. And to constantly live in fear is not a way to live.
No, agreed. So as we're talking through those challenges, communication, understanding your strengths and weaknesses from an assessment perspective, hardware, software, logistical issues, what are we talking with prospects about, and what are we talking about businesses about that we can come in and help them solve some of these challenges?
Well, a big thing is, and you've seen it firsthand, is these Teams integrated phone systems. So, streamlining processes, making everything work on your mobile device, this is my now desk phone, this is my office phone, and it's not just a cell phone. I have an office phone on it, and then I can communicate with the entire world. And literally now I can work from this. I can do everything I want from this.
Yeah.
And as funny as it seems, not everybody's ready for that yet. And it's a different way of life. And you got to remember what comes with that. Hey man, these iPhone batteries never last. So you got to get chargers, you got to get batteries, you got to plan for everything. So we're doing a lot of talking about Teams, because what did everybody do? Heck, we're on Zoom right now. Everybody went to Zoom because it was what everybody went to. Well, here's a news flash. Microsoft Teams works just as good, and it's free. It's already included in your email.
Right.
And it's integrated with your email. It's integrated with your calendar. It's easier to use. Yeah. And by the way, works on the cell phone.
Right.
So we're doing a lot of talking about that and getting more and more people in the cloud, even though we do both. We're doing hybrids. And then stop if you heard this one. We need faster internet. That's the biggest thing, man. Faster. Everything needs faster, including in the home. But the good news is I've seen our client base and new prospects have a lot of compassion and patience and understanding. Everything is taking longer. It just is.
Yeah.
But my customer base is fantastic. And I love seeing that. Slow down. We're good.
I love it. So patience and kindness and compassion will solve a lot of those problems. But really, from a tech perspective, we're talking about O365, Microsoft Teams, and really establishing a good foundation of what that tech looks like inside your business, right?
Yeah. So let's go in the opposite of that. What are we eliminating? You're eliminating the Dropboxes of the world. And I like Dropbox. It's just insecure. It's disparate. It's not a scalable system. You're eliminating VoIP phone systems. You're eliminating regular phone systems. You're eliminating other Google email, Gmail. You're eliminating so many things and streamlining it into one. And NTM does that all for you. There's a shameless plug. We do it all for you as a standard. And oh, by the way, we got the cybersecurity covered as well.
Love it. That's such a huge issue. We've seen that a lot. We have 4 team members. We're all remote, but the phishing scams and those types of scams just will not go away, no matter how strict your IT company is. And it's crazy. You got to be prepared. Well, Mr. Siegel, that's all we've got for today. I'll bid you adieu. But for everybody who's joining in late, join us next week on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn at 9:15 Eastern for another edition of Technology Corner.
Super excited for that.
All right. Talk to you later, Professor Siegel. You too, bud.